Hello and welcome to a new show. I believe the working title is Mobile Adventures. I was thinking of a different title, but didn't sound right. But anyway, now that one way is over, through a thing I did not know about the beyond 8.3 million, we'll get to that anyway. I said we're going to start something new, and we are going to do that. It's going to be a relatively normal adventure. One way is unfortunately dead. So what I'd like to do is create a new world. So I'm going to call it Mobile We'll just do that right now. And no, I want backspace. There we go. It's going to be survival and creative, and some guy pulling up next to me as if there wasn't like tons of room. Gonna be hard. I might suck, but not hardcore. And then advanced. World seed, no. We'll just call it the same thing. Mobile. And do the same thing. Mobile adventures. Pressing. So, well, show coordinates. No, not this time. Unlocking fire spread. Okay, yep. Respawn, no. Spawn radius. Simulation distance, yeah. 4 chunks just does not suffice whatsoever. I am also going to do that because I want to see what time it is. And let's go for it. See what we get for a world. Now, this is going to be a small segment because I today have to get my car serviced, and I wanted to get the dialogue through before we go into what I call the silent run. Because they have a TV blaring and a radio blaring, I'm going to have to mute the microphone so you just get the gameplay audio. Boy, is this slow. But like I said, Alright. What I also don't like is the size of the crosshair. So we're going to pause that. Settings. That is ridiculously big. No, that is not it. I don't. Yeah, I don't like how big it is. It's a little much. Now, the reason that I went with... Okay, jump. Yeah, this is not the size that I like. Now, the reason I went with the analog joystick was that in one way, past the 4.2 million, you needed to be sprinting, and that was not possible with this. So anyway, as I was saying, this is too big. I don't like how big this is. it's all crowded together, which is annoying. So yeah, let's try and pressing buttons, hopefully, and figure this out. I mean, controller. No, that's not it. Touch. Oh, I don't. Yeah. You know what? I'm probably gonna have to. No. No. Yeah, those buttons used to be further apart. No. Okay, exit. Alright, exit. Let's see what time it is. 5:03. Okay, I get a few more minutes. So, yeah, there seems to be an issue where make the planks. There was an issue that was never in the official Minecraft wiki. Apparently at 8.6 million. You can't, yeah, I don't like the way those... I might put it back to the joystick. This is annoying. And this is why we did what we did. Let's grab a few more because we can. Right, that might be going a little too far. Might do is if I can. Nope, not enough. Oh well. Oh yeah, I gotta used to that again. Is stone sword, and I don't have enough wood. And that I gotta get used to the jump button being where it is too. A tall one that I'm not going to be able to get the whole thing. They know how to take something that works and ruin it, don't they? Alright, we got it all. The controls are squarely... Yeah, let's just break it down. Do some more of that, and then we can yourself that, put that in that position. Take this with us. What time is it? 5:07. So, actually, we had a moo cow over here. Oh, I miss having the freedom of control. Alright, I'm getting a little better with reacquainting myself with the... That's not what I wanted. With the joystick. And I don't want to place. I want to move. New recipes. Oh boy. Alright, so... Yep, jumping. Jumping. I heard a pig, but... Okay, the jump button's in a spot that probably could be better. Okay, okay, another sheep. I'm gonna do is, yep, pressing the button. Good at ignoring those still. And I don't have to chase it that fast. You don't have to worry about things falling through the world. Alright, so... yeah, I gotta get used to these controls again. Yep, over here. Alright, so I'm just gonna stop right here. Yeah, I might as well go to the beach here. Well, I'm gonna stop right here, and we'll pick it up in silent mode when I'm playing at the dealership. See you then. So we are in the silent mode where you just hear the in-game audio. The microphone is muted for, as I said, copyright reasons. So, yeah, there's a bit of boring stuff in here as well, and I'll probably fast forward it, being it was surprisingly not as long as I thought. And maybe some of it I'll just skip altogether, because a lot of it is clearing the way, and I will just sit back and let you enjoy. And we're back. I'm still contemplating whether I'm just gonna edit the video or just leave it as it is, and I don't like where this pig is going, so. Anyway, yeah, we're still clearing, because I think this hill is good enough to put my planned mansion. Alright, that did go through. Good. And I think I'll be using this stuff. More or less just for, Alright, we need to jump. Alright. Yeah, new recipe. Same thing, different color. I am going to, for the most part, use the birch for turn it into charcoal. I did find, if I kept it in the video, I did find the entrance to a cave that has coal in it, but I don't think it's going to be enough to do what we're going to need. And I don't like the way rain works in this game, so I gotta get used. I got so used to the joystick that probably noticed that I went back to it in spite of, being a little sloppy. You know what? While I'm thinking of it, let's get that with this. Although even when I'm so close to spawn, it's just the jump button doesn't seem to like jumping. And then I'm sure you're asking, there's a chest right there. Why did I make one? Well, I didn't have a place to put stuff yet. So ultimately, the lodestone that I have, I would like to, we're going to break. It still likes to ignore commands. It's just slightly less annoying that I have full control over it now. And still clearing. Which is allowing me to find this stuff a little better. Ultimately, I would like to get a pen. Maybe get some shears and shear sheep. That would be nice. And I left this door open, which is a really smart thing to do. We'll put that down there, why not? Alright, there we go. The only bad thing about the door choice, can't see outside. Oh, that's why. Move, move. Thanks for moving. This is also not where I want the, not where I wanted the creeper to do a little extra help for us. There's a point that I will want the creeper to do that, but this was not it. Break. And we'll let the rest of it live. So what I need to do, actually, is come down here. I flagged our little mine shaft, which we will ultimately get our materials from, for the most part. I'm just going to go down one more bit here. And we find more coal, but we're going to save that. All right, we got what we need right now. What we also need to do is switch over to that. Yep. This kind of got destroyed a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to change out the... Nope, not what I wanted. Not going to waste the axe on this. Well, yeah, I kind of don't have much of a choice yet, but... Till I do this. Away. Actually, before we do that, let's inventory. I shouldn't have broke all of them, but I did, and I should have put that in inventory, which I could have done. Yeah, that's an inventory. Why are we not showing? Yeah. Derp moment. So, yeah. All right. There, now we can see out, which is what we want. We're going to put those here. Now we don't need to do that. We are going, somebody likes to talk really loud and think we want to hear their conversations. So I am going to actually place these over here. Not over there. Nope. I'm pressing X. I pressed it about 4 times. Next door, that would be good. So I'll put this here and that there. And nope, that doesn't work. And I'll just do this because I can. I gotta keep an eye on the time. I'd like to know if there's any sand nearby. What are you spitting at me for? Alright, I do see water. I just want to clear a path. And there goes the axe, but I'm going to try and get as much of this as I can. As fire is surrounding us at this point. Yeah, this is a tough road to go around. And we're jumping. There, now we have a clear and easy path to water. Just in case there's any hissy boomies around. G shouldn't be there, should be here. I think I put some, yeah, let's just put those there. So yeah, this morning break is going to be ruined, and maybe the second break's going to be ruined. Lunch will supposedly be fine. So as we're clearing more land, I think we've got enough to start the main building that I want to build. I want to get enough charcoal to transform the cobblestone back into regular stone for the skeletal part of the building, and then I need to dig deep. Hello, pig. Thanks for walking in. Break them. Obviously the fire's not going to burn this one. Or this one. Or that one. Get the ones we can reach right now, then go for the ones that go into the water, because we need to jump. Exactly what we didn't need to do. That's why That's why we don't keep the axe in our hand. Yeah, okay, so once again, why didn't we not pick that up initially? I don't know. Yeah, a lot of this land's going to get terraformed. Going to have a nice, relatively big house here. And what I'm going to do now is alright, so what I'm going to do is go buy our while I'm here, and we're going to jump. No, actually, we'll stay here. When we come back, we'll start mining so we can start building the skeletal structure for the basement, and then skeletal for the main house that we're building. See you then. We are down in the mines. And I am thinking of changing the lighting situation up a little bit. If I can only see what I'm doing, that's where I want to put it. So we need a few things. We're now getting ready to start, since we don't have since we're far from Silk Touch, I now got to get used to the fact that I can mine this stuff and it's not going to fall through the world. Alright, so I mean, this is good and all, but I'm going to put this here. Break. Because right now we're interested in making progress, in getting a bunch of this stuff, and ultimately making our way down to the deep slate, because I'm going to have the exterior similar to my 50th birthday world nether base, although that was using an entirely different yeah, we should probably put it on this side. Do that so I can see my, and we broke that one too. That somehow was a thing. And of course I know tunneling down we don't have to really go for the high reach, but we're going for block count here, and we're going to need a lot of these, and we're going to need to cut down a lot more trees, which, ooh, maybe there's a reason we should just keep going this way right now. We're not ready for that. So supposedly my lunch break will be okay. It's a little too close to call. Because now we can start or stop. I'll put that there. Start or stop, one or the other. And again, with the phone, I get it used to that I can move readily in both directions. And we can jump. Although that's still a thing. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, we're just gonna put this over here for now. Make a couple of those. I know we're taking away a little bit of our inventory to make things happen. And oh, I got rid of the coal that I was using, so that doesn't work, does it? What I should do, since we need to clear the land still, and we got a log right here, let's inventory, please. Although that's going to defeat the purpose, we need a second one. And we're jumping. I like that. There. I think it's getting darker. Move the player. Shouldn't be using the axe. We've wrecked a thing before. There we go, we're on our way. And this one is getting somewhat close. In fact, we don't need to do that right now. We're pressing X to make things happen. Yeah, we got trees that are right next to the house that we need to get rid of. And we can break. Nice jump. Oh yeah, I love how very cooperative this game can be. We'll do that. Put this here. Put this there. We'll keep the... We gotta not be using that. Okay, the sky is turning colors, so there we go. Alright, so this one's just waiting for something to happen. Alright, that should go down to nothing pretty, pretty quick. All right. I can now, yeah, good enough. I was aiming for the block, actually, but... Can we go down from here? The answer is yes and no. Again, we're not exactly ready for that. Not what I wanted. Better. All right, so whatever. And we can jump. We can jump. I didn't swing swords. We could jump. All right, yeah, actually we want to do this. All right, well, we're here. Let's get rid of this, that, and we can get plenty more of that, obviously. Again, gotta just be sure we're not, Actually, again, we're good there. We're just going to stick a couple of shovels for a little later. We'll put this over here, that over. Well, yeah, we want one of these. Yep. Something. All right, while that's going on, we were working on clearing a path to out here. Hoping to find some sand along the way. get rid of the damaged trees where we can. More lumber for the... Yeah, we got sand here. Yeah, we just wanted to have enough that we can start pillaging the land for we need some sand as well, because obviously if we're going to build a house, we need windows. And somehow these are just staying on the ground there. All right, we got 56. We could definitely use more than that. Gonna dig up a little more than what we need. All right, let's check inventory. We got 9. We'll do this. Just so we get it. Oh, wait a minute. Up. I'm used to my 50th birthday world where I've got respiration. Down. 12. We need 4 more. No, 4 more. Just make it happen. Why did it gotta go down there? 15. Where's 16? There it is. All right, out. We gotta move. Especially since the sun is starting to come up. All right, we're going to end this very soon. Break. Perhaps we're pressing the break button. Might mean break. Oh, we got another one, just this one. Stuff will get graded. And, okay, move the player. Move the player. All right, we're going to end it by doing this. We'll just put the rest in here for now, for safekeeping. And yeah, I know it's sleepy time, but we'll call it good for now because break is over. When I'll see you next, I don't know. I have a feeling lunch, it's on the fence, but we'll see. Well, if I remember to eliminate some of the boring video, we've cleared enough to probably start putting a house in. But before we do that, of course, every time I see one of these, we're jumping. The game really does not like to respond. got them away from the edge there. Anyway, I'm clearing a path. I want to see what's down there ultimately. There's no pit down there. It's just a little bit of it's just a small drop. So one of the things I obviously want to start doing, but I want to build a house, but while we're doing that, might as well mine this cobblestone so we can some of it I won't bother smelting back into smooth stone. I'm so used to my 50th birthday world where literally almost everything was handed to me on a silver platter and didn't have to really work too hard for everything. So I know that I don't really have to make a... yeah, I got one more. I don't have to make a tunnel this long, but that's where I'm getting my this is how I'm getting my material. Now how about we switch over? I also want to get that out of my hand. There we go. I can always come back for that a little later, digging a tunnel that goes to the side of it and grabbing it that way. Okay, I honestly don't care for other types of stone at the moment. Yeah, we're not going to do this for a long time. We're just hopefully get to 256 and then we can call it good. As I've been clearing the trees, I see gravel, so we don't want to attack that, obviously. And I did anyway. I'm going to see how much I have once I... well, that ends that. Let's see how much we got. Yeah, let's just okay. Open up the cave break. Okay, I did not open up a cavern. Alright, I'm just gonna call it good at this point. Yeah, I know I got a shovel, but I want to use that for the actual project. And again, I am not interested in other stones at the moment. And I think we got one anyway. No, we didn't. can jump when the jump button's pressed. So I'm thinking maybe over. No, I'm pressing a button. We should react to that. I think this will be our midpoint. Brake. Do is probably raise this by 1. And we're moving. Brake. Alright, we'll make this the height. So here, brake. Sun's setting, so 1, 2, 3. One more this way. 1, 2. Show 3, 4. And we're out. I did not make enough. And we can move. Yeah, I know I got 10 there, but alright, I've killed another cow, killed another one of them. Sleep the night. Alright, I could just I'm using some of those. Sleep the night. Wait a minute. Oh, 61. Okay. Yeah, we gotta go back down. I know that makes up for what we need. Okay, we do not need that yet. Maybe there will be a time we can use some of that other stuff, but right now, no. But we can use some iron. That is definitely sure. Ooh, don't use it all in one place. Break. I got the volume set really low, so I cannot really hear it. But if I set it so I can hear it, then you guys would go deaf, so... It's a trade-off for you getting halfway decent sound quality. You know, being that you're listening to it through the phone speaker, but... I want to be sure I got enough of this stuff. Maybe we might see something that we could use as well. Alright, we're finding other stone again, which we don't want. How are we now? Yeah, we're going to do a little more, because apparently what I thought I needed was significantly less than what I really needed. Again, we can... oh, no. That's definitely not going to be a place we're going right now. We are not ready for that. We'll grab the copper. Why the heck not? Alright, apparently we need to go up. When we are significantly more prepared, we can go for that stuff. But right now, no. Up again. How about this? There we go. I think we've opened it up. And we're jumping. Yeah, we are not ready for that. Jumping. Jumping. Oh, that's a baby. We don't want to kill those. That. And that. Junk. Pressing X. Okay, there we go. Metals. Yep, pressing buttons. Alrighty. We need another. Oh no, we got what we need. We can just go over here and make another sword. Put it to the side for now. So this is going to be elevate, and we're pressing buttons here. And we did not want to do that. We're going to change the elevation a little bit. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. Yeah, we're getting a little dark. And okay, how about we? All right, we can press the button when it's hidden away. Change the design ever so slightly here. Jumping. Which means I'm going to have to undo some of the things that I just did, but And I don't have another one. Alright, so that's the look I'm going for. Too far there. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This goes away. Not what I said. I literally was not anywhere near there. 1, 2, 4. Not what I wanted. I love how the game completely ignores button presses. We don't want to be in the pit. Jump out. Why are we not jumping out? Not what we said. Alright, I'm going to ultimately grade this out a little bit. wolf was over there. We're burning a path that way and that way. No, I'm not swinging swords. This is not correct. Over here. Yep, we're going to do this. I mean, we'll have it follow the terrain a little bit. I mean, probably have a little bit of a... Alright, let's just... So, the floor height, I'm thinking... And that's the dangerous part. Pressing X. Gonna go get more of that stuff, but you know, while we're waiting for the sun to set, let's just clear out some of this some of these floaters. Can't reach that one. Oh, two. Break. So I decided the flooring is going to be the birch. I was going to use this here oak stuff for a lot of the important parts. Decided against it. I think this will vary things a little bit. So we're just waiting for the sun to set. And I think that's the last axe. Yeah, it was. I'm just gonna punch. It's only, we're just waiting for the sun to set. That's pretty much all we're doing. Alright, it's so swords. Yes, we got an extra sword. We don't have an extra axe. Alright. Another cow. Okay, how about we put that here? We're pressing and we're ignoring because we're good at doing that. And that those. I made multiples, I believe. Let's... Oh, I don't have enough to make 2. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we're gonna need more cobble yet again. Let's just see what happens this way. Nope. I have a feeling that we're going to be dead-ended. Okay, we can move the player. Break. Yeah, we're dead-ended here. Alright, so we can't go that way, so we're going to have to go through the gravel. Okay, we can't go that way. How about we actually follow commands? I'm not going to waste my shovel on gravel. Alright, so my convention is torch to the right means it's the way out. Let's go this way. Break. Exciting indeed, but I mean, outside of maybe a couple of things, this is supposed to be almost like the 50th birthday world live streams where you see everything. Although, if I remember, the mere clearing of trees, yeah, the only events that happened there was while I was taking care of inventory, I think a zombie decided to attack, and by the time I could X my way out, too late. Well, it's the only time that I met my demise thus far. There were some close calls. And this. That's it, I only got 49. Although I ultimately am wanting to get to the down to where the Blackstone is, the whatever they call it. That's exactly where I don't want it to be, but break. Yeah, we can. Why did we place? Break. Jump. Let's just make things a little safer. Oh, more iron. Not where I placed it. That is where I placed it. Why are we placing there? How about what we pressed? Nope, not what I want. %, the wrong answer. Again, we're being kind of led in a direction we don't want to go. Brake, brake, pressing the button. Might mean brake. 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 Just do the very easy thing. That's good. Nope, don't want to stand there right now. Nope, we are not clear. Alright, we clear it at that point. Not what we want, but that is. Just so that we get more cobble, and this area is lit up better, and let's just not get into that right now. We got a bit more, and we are just about out. Yeah, we'll worry about that a little later. And up. Up. Okay. Yeah, we got the sword. And we're jumping. This doesn't look good. Alright, I'm not 100% sure on... Wait, how much iron did we get? 15. That's... Wait a minute. That's close enough. Actually, that is enough to do that. Alright, so... Lapis there. Another cow patty there. That there. More of this stuff over there. More of that as we were time killing. Why is that there? And that can be over there. Now that we put windows in, we can see if it's safe, which means I'm sure that we're not whacking. Nope, wrong button. Got plenty more fuel to make that a thing. Alright, that cannot be in that position. Speaking of things that cannot be in a certain position, let's ditch. Actually, let's not ditch that. Let's not ditch that right now. Jumping. Would be nice if the game reacted to that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to go forward down with So we're 2 down already. Four. Alright, so let's just make a staircase here. So we're gonna dig 5 down. Do we have another shovel? Yes, we do, because we thought of that. This block, right? This is the foundation right there. Break. Alright, that doesn't... I know when we get bigger upgrades that if you stand just far enough away where you can barely reach, you can get instant mine. Alright, so... Alright, where it's natural, that's good. We don't have to do anything. I'd like to get at least one side of this kind of framed up. Break. And this is the finished basement floor that we would like anyway. And we don't have any more. Not what we want. Jumping. And that's just in case there's anything bad outside. And there's a couple of those while we're at it. And inventory. Hit the inventory button, that might help. Might need the flint, make flint and steel, so more cow patties. Alright, we need much better than what we got. But right now, let's just do that. And this. And these. There we go. That's getting a little messy there, but don't like that it's raining. So we don't know what's happening here. we need pickaxe. Nope. There we go. Alright, we've reached a corner. Right, this is what we wanted to at least get to. And dig. And we can move. Corner we don't care about. This can be unfinished looking all we want. So I like how slow this works. No, I want this. And it's starting to... Oh, thunderstorm. Hurry up. Move the player. Did I see something out there? Okay, no. Make sure we're clear. As we like to go and take a look around, but I also want to have some of this framing done. That's one. I'd like to get that done as well. Alright, yeah, do that. Break. jumping. Might mean jumping. I like when the game actually does what it's supposed to be doing, not whatever it wants. Let's do this. Break. And that should not have happened. We're not going to have enough. I'm going to fall short. Maybe not. Alright, we at least get that much of the basement wall finished. So, yeah, we got this now. And we're moving the player. And we're moving the player. So what's going to happen is that'll be, we'll just use dirt for now. This will be where the support goes. This will be where the floor goes. Actually, no. That's how it's gonna go. So you have 1, 5-high window and a support column. No, not a support column. Well, we went a little. This is where the floor is going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we need then that. I think this is our height here. That is not what I wanted. This will be the framing, and we did not place. Place. That was not supposed to happen. Break. That's not what I wanted. I wonder when this game will actually cooperate. Alright, now we're going to cooperate. New thing. Alright, I undershot this. So this has got to go. That is not correct. How about the one that I'm aiming for? Better answer. The sun's already going down. How about down? And no pork. Oh yeah, I cooked it all, that's why. More of that, definitely can use. And we're not jumping. I think there's going to be more house on this side. So definitely going to need more. Okay, that's not going to go anywhere. This does. Uh-oh, that's not good. Alright, so that was bad. So we don't want to go up. Okay, that's a different block we don't want. Not yet. Maybe a little later. Break. not what I wanted. Break. Not what I said. Wasn't even close to where it was touching. Not even remotely close. Jumping. Again, we're placing things where I did not touch. Sure we're still safe. In fact, we'll place a torch. And we're not jumping. And we placed a torch where I did not want it. Why are we placing? How about when we press jump, we jump? What? Well, where am I? As long as we can get out. Move, move. Stutter, stutter. Make sure we're safe first. Don't just dig this out because one, we need it, and two, we're lit up better. And we're jumping, jumping. Wow, I like to press buttons and have them react to being pressed. That would be interesting. Yeah, that's not good there. So we're good that way. Actually, what I want to do, place this over here. Keep digging down. Removing the player. Yeah, I'd like to dig down. Jumping, jumping. Holy crap, this game doesn't listen. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to take some blocks that we don't want right now. And we're breaking. Yeah, imagine that. we get our house built up more, we'll have storage, and we can have all this nice stuff that currently is not what we need. That broke. Got one more. Sure we're safe. Not where I wanted that, but that's a tough. That one's a bit tough to do. So you guys, we almost got enough to eat. We almost got enough to go back and put more in the furnace. There. Oh, finally at Deep Slate. That's the black rock I was referring to. We do want that stuff, because that's going to be what the exterior is going to be. How about switch? Alright, here we go. Now we're getting into the Deep Slate, which will take forever to make. Alright, stone pickaxe will let us get it. What stinks is it dirt here. Yeah. Not what we're aiming for. How about duck? Alright, we definitely don't want to be here. We need to go in a little deeper. That one broke. I think that's it for That particular one. Oh, and look, iron. Perfect time to break. Alright, we got deep slate that we do want. We need a lot of that. We can jump. We can jump. Oh, we got some headbangers over here. Well, we can't do anything about them, actually. And we can jump. Looks like we get black as night again. In. Another 16. And in it goes. Meanwhile, another one of them, another couple of those. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Scroll. Well, that helps us get here. And that can go there. Not a convenient place yet, but alright, so let's see. Pressing X, pressing X. Actually hit the right one, that might help. Let's not go too fast. Junk, junk. We'll keep that as we're going to be grading. Of course, that was a bad jump. What other way would it work? Alright, so we'll just keep that there. How many more shovels do we have? Okay, good. Let's break. Alright, that's that one. Pickaxes, which we could use. I'm wondering how I will do this. So let's just make this a thing. Okay, that will be a... Nope, not what I wanted. Of course, everything has to go wrong. Nope, we're jumping. Oh, I wish they made the controls good on this game, because they sure don't. Alright, did we have another color? Well, yes we do. Okay, how about, okay. Okay, we can deal with that. We can grade everything where the main house is. It's going to be 2 stories. This is one, and there'll be another above it. So we'll just make the exact number. Oh, bees keep getting in the way. This. And there is no... Yeah, we'll just punch our way through the rest. That's not visible, and neither is the corner, so that can be as it is. And do we have another shovel? No, we don't. And we're jumping. Break. Yeah. Correct tool for the job. Break. Break. Eat. We'll just chop some trees down while we wait for the sun to set. And we can chop. We can chop. Do job. Break. And this damaged tree needs to come down. Alright, good enough. Pressing, pressing, pressing. Probably should react to that. Or are these? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, okay. Just wait for this. There we go. How much time's left on our dryer here? I'm actually doing real projects, and actually the reason that we were here, and we kind of threw that away a little bit. Is a few shovels there, and another axe, and another pickaxe. Break. We just need to break through a little of this. Over here. Actually, we didn't need to break that. That was completely unnecessary. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Move the player. Why did we switch to that? I did not press that. I tell you, this thing really does not like to follow directions. Again, we'll just make 64. So of course I was hoping we'd get a little further along than what we're getting, and of course that never is how things ultimately wind up. Break, break. We're pressing the button. We should be reacting to that. And something seems off. We're jumping. We're jumping. We're jumping. I swear the game is so unresponsive. I mean, it's bad enough when we were doing one way. Or it just break, completely ignores, which is what it's doing anyway. We didn't need to do that yet. We ultimately will. Break. Break. We are close to making 3/4 of the round here. Go. Move the player. And we won't have enough to do this. Yet we are completely out. So let's break. Oh, we weren't even, well, we're gonna need the seeds ultimately. And we're jumping, I mean, I literally had my fingers square on the button. There was no reason for it to not be jumping. 0 reasons. I hate this crap. This crap, this crap, this crap. Doesn't. Now, the seeds we might need at some point. And Let's put that up there. Put this over here with the stuff that needs to grow. Although we got the chicken egg that we don't really need. And we nope, don't want that there. Nope, don't want that there. There. Break. Alright, that looks halfway decent there. And then we gotta fill it in on that side. Eventually we gotta pin up these sheep because we're gonna need their wool. And this is not the way I want to keep getting it. Jump. Alright. This goes there. That goes there. And we sleep over 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 there. Eat the food. Do the job. I press a button. Nothing happens. And yeah, it is time. It is time. It is time. Oh, there's where. Where. Run. Where are the monsters? There are 0 monsters. There are 0 monsters. Why are we giving problems? Break. Why did we place there? Place. Maybe you can use your help. Come this way. Jumping. Very important that jump button works. Jumping. Very important that it works. Alright, this is not working. Jumping. Jumping. Alright, that was something we needed. Jumping. Creepers helped a bit there. Oh, I turned myself around again. Where are the monsters? Where are their monsters? There are 0 monsters. They must be underground, which... all this is good for is a spawn point at this time. I really could use some things that... Alright, let's just make some things happen. We got room. Where are the monsters? Eat the food. There we go. We've eaten the food. Now we got these. Why are we not shutting? Jumping. Very important. Oh, good. Okay, move the player. Well, the jump button worked. They gotta be underground. There's no way there shouldn't be that monsters should exist. I mean, we got the creepers to help out a little bit. Time left. We're getting there. Jumping. No, everything goes wrong. Alright. These. Pressing. Not what I needed. Pressing, pressing. Move. That's not what I said. Come on. Cooperate better, please. That's a cow. What? In. Come on. Where? Oh, there you are. Hit. Holy crap. Jumping. Move. Well, you're gonna roast. Then we'll go for the cheap kill. I mean, where are the monsters? Why are we having issues here? Door. Anything in here that we should be aware of? Yeah, a zombie. And we're randomly whacking at dirt. I want him out of the project. Alright, so yeah, that's the fun and excitement that we've got for you in this episode. We got some of the structure built. Pressing. I don't know why that wasn't working, but there must be a cavern underneath that. Like I said, volume's low, so I can't hear anything under there. So that'll be the first edition of Pocket Adventures, or Misadventures, however you'd like to look at it. It'd be nice if the controls weren't dead. But anyway, yeah, we got the house, the main house started, and I mean started. But we'll get it there. Might possibly do some stuff off camera that isn't really all that exciting, like clearing more land so I can see more that's coming, and making more smooth stone for structural stuff. Anyway, that'll be it. Georgia551 saying, hope you enjoyed this to some degree, and have a good one.